TinselTown Talkies.
Welcome to TinselTown Talkies. We are in the second week of January. We are here on Rant Radio Network. Pimo,
Wow.
the show started, dude.
Oh man, why does this always happen? I'm never ready. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening wherever you are in
Good
the world.
evening.
Well,
Okay, you're right.
some people are. This is an international show, right?
You are right. Some people, it's morning for them.
Yeah. So
Wow.
good morning, I guess, on the other side of the world.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
I gotta right off the back, Pimo, let me tell you, I cannot shake off this cold. It is so
Oh,
ridiculous.
no.
So I'm hearing echoes in my head, and I might be talking louder than I should be. So you'll have to tell me.
If you see me do, I can't hear.
Okay, good. That'll be the
Okay.
sign.
Yeah.
That'll
all
be
right.
the sign.
If I'm doing this, I take my headsets off. That means you're just too loud for me.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right.
So how's it going?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I know you've had a
I-
busy week. We're going to talk about what you've been up to, some fun stuff.
We'll get into that later in the show. We've got more shaking things to talk about right now.
I know, in Hollywood, right? Well,
Yes.
Hollywood's always shaking up something. But
Well,
what's going
this
on
time
right
it's going to
now?
be literally not the whole. This is not figurative. This is a literal shaking.
What's going on?
So have you heard of the Millennium Hotels?
Of course.
It's a pretty big national hotel chain. So
Yes.
they're trying to build one in Hollywood.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It's going to be a double tower high rise. The project in and of itself raised issues because it's a high rise in Hollywood, and a lot of people that are living north.
Oh,
of,
God forbid.
Yeah, a lot of people living north of Franklin and north of Hollywood Boulevard are like, no high
As
rises.
if we don't have enough stuff down there.
Exactly right. So they're already raising enough issues. Now it's been found out, and by the way, for reference, these two towers bracket the famous Capitol Records building.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
even
a
that
fun place, actually.
that's a very
right?
fun place, right there off of Vine and near
I
Hollywood,
just think
right?
it's just so historic. Like
Yeah.
that just captures what Hollywood is in that area.
Exactly. So apparently, and I don't know how you don't find this out till now, considering LA's history, there is a fault underneath that area.
A
They
fault.
discovered an earthquake fault.
Okay.
And can you imagine if an earthquake actually happened there?
That'd
The
be crazy.
damage that would happen.
Oh my gosh. So
Um,
wait, this hotel is being built on the actual fault line,
Yes.
and they are fully aware of this.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
And okay, so the two towers, one is 39 stories, one's 35 stories. Like I said, adjacent to Capitol Records.
And we've got the picture up. Look,
Yes,
I mean,
that's how the
it
building
looks
like. If you see
beautiful.
it to the side there, you'll see how it looks like. It's a great project. And I could see how I could see the financial benefits it could bring to the city. It brings more residents to the area, so hopefully
Tourists, of course.
Yeah, so it has value, but now it's a question of will it ever be built in light of they're saying that the construction of it would be within 50 feet of a fault.
Ooh.
And it's now the fault's been dormant for about 7,000 years.
Okay.
But if this thing happened,
But you don't know when it could activate.
Exactly. I mean, faults don't ever die per se.
Right.
So now you have a question of if this fault ever breaks. I mean, the joke of it is, and I don't mean this in a funny way, but it is a. Can you imagine if this happened? The
Give me the pun. What is it?
Well, the pun is it's like volcanoes. Did you watch the movie Volcano where they had a volcano
Yes.
in LA and it blew up like in the West Side and Tom Lee Jones tried to save everybody and.
I mean, it wasn't really funny, but
but you get the pun though, right? It's like here we are in Hollywood. Let's make a bunch of
or
disaster
make
movies.
disasters come to life,
And now
right?
it may actually one disaster may come to life.
But you know what? I gotta say though, I mean, and shout out to Alan in our control booth who helps us find these great photos.
Mhm.
I think that you got to take a risk sometimes. And
Yes.
honestly, what are you going to do? Sit around just waiting for this? I mean, we've got fault lines everywhere throughout California. We have no
Right.
guarantee. I mean, we could be driving on the freeways are built on fault lines for crying out loud.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's everywhere. I mean, it just. There, I remember in the 80s and 90s growing up, there was the Hollywood, the Inglewood Newport Fault, which actually runs like through the core of the LA basin. I mean, it's like, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Build around the fault? It's underground. You can't really, you can't.
Yeah, it's
really-
going to be hard.
Yeah, you can't really get around it. I just thought it was interesting because of the fact Hollywood's known for disaster films,
Yep.
and here we
We might be building
are.
another disaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of disasters,
Oh
my gosh,
no.
there was a big foopla in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You got to give me the names. There was an assistant of one of the producers.
Well, and this was a producer of he produced Juno. He produced This Is the End. He produced the
The
Harold and
Harold and
Kumar
Kumar series. What's his
trilogy.
name?
His name is Nathan Kahane. I hope I'm pronouncing Kahane right. But he has, I guess, a Rolodex of all the top A-listers in Hollywood.
Yes.
A-lister directors, A-lister producers, A-lister actors. Talk about a faux pas, a disaster. His assistant
Right.
had sent an email. It was an email to updating, I guess, people of
They're
is
moving.
moving.
They were moving, so they wanted
Exactly.
everyone to have the information as far as their location.
Exactly.
Change.
But usually when you do that email, it's a BCC.
Absolutely.
Well, this was a CC.
This is a disaster.
Yes. And
there were some A-listers on that list.
And here are the A-listers. You had Judd Apatow was on there. Casey Affleck, Warren Beatty, Josh Brolin. Now, luckily, this is just the A and B portion of his list. I guess C through Z was safe.
Right, and I heard that people actually responded to the email. I think we've got some messages.
So here, this is according to Gawker, and I guess there's the hilarious email chain that they posted from Judd Apatow to in response to this. This is what it says in the email. I just made $100,000 selling this contact list to Gawker. Should we split it or donate it to water.org? P.S. Can I get an updated photo of Nathan? Gawker requested something casual from a Lakers game.
Oh, God.
I mean, the Lionsgate executive was on there, Michael Burns. I mean, Josh Brolin said, you just gave me an email, 260 people. Awesome, 8x10's on the way. I mean, this is hilarious.
I mean, I think some people were having fun with it, which is great. But some people didn't find it funny, I heard.
Well, I mean, it's like, if you, especially when you're an A-lister, you want to keep, you don't want to send your email to people that, who knows who gets it.
No,
right?
no.
So,
I mean, that is a big disaster. But you know what? I heard that the assistant still has his job. I mean, he's still answering phone calls.
And so here's the question. We talked about how we were talking about, being healthy and stuff, and not just physically healthy, but mentally healthy.
Which I'm not today, physically or mentally. But
well,
thought I share that with you.
No, but we got a lot of love coming your way from our audience. I know our audience is cool with you right now, so you got love to make up for it. So there you go. Anyways, is it really healthy to really even question this person's job to begin with? I mean, I get the faux pas, but is it really, how healthy or unhealthy is it to really say like, hey, you sent an email out to these people? What's the harm done? Right? Who's really hurt by this? Is anybody hurt by this?
Well, I mean, I think it all goes back to privacy and like how protective some of those people were about their email addresses. Now, at the end of the day, if you think about this, and it's all A-listers that are in contact with each other too, really, how harmful is it? It's not like it was sent to some random person or somebody out there who's a stalker.
Right.
These are all people in the business who know each other.
I mean, if you gave this list out to TMZ,
right, then we're in trouble.
And then I could see, okay, sorry, buddy, start collecting your unemployment checks.
But imagine how that assistant is feeling. I would feel horrible. And I'm so surprised he's still there.
It is interesting to see that, someone would still have a job despite that. But like I said, I don't fault the person. Speaking of faults, not earthquake fault. Blame this. I wouldn't fault the person. It is what it is, and you kind of move on from it. Like I said, I say there's no harm, no foul. Right. Like I said, it was sent to TMZ. It was sent to some sort of yellow journalist, or it was sent to a telemarketer. All right, you screwed up. So, but if you just send them amongst each other, who cares?
I know. Well, some people took great fun out of it, and I guess tweeted about it and emailed back. So
yeah, it's I guess it's something to make fun of now. They're gonna laugh at it at some point.
Exactly.
Right?
But something that people are not making fun of. I mean,
this is going to be interesting.
Yes, tell me.
Well, what do you know about this so far? I know you started introducing it.
Which one?
Oh, this we're talking about. Are we talking about France and EU?
No. Oh, I was jumping to Meryl Streep. But tell me about France and EU.
No, I want to talk about this Meryl Streep issue. I actually want to talk about that.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. She basically called out Walt Disney as a racist and sexist. So she was at an award ceremony.
Yeah.
And she just basically said it all.
I don't even know where to start with this. I mean,
she even shared a letter, I think, from Disney where there had been a female animation artist
Mm-hmm.
who, was interested in pursuing the career. And he somehow, the way the letter is written, connotated that industry is just for men.
Well, let's. I'm not going to defend anything that's alleged here. I'm not going to defend, well, whatever Walt Disney may have said or if any of this is true. But I guess let's try to put some context into it. It was a much different world in the 50s and 60s. So I guess there could be certain prevailing attitudes that existed then, which are unacceptable now, clearly unacceptable now. But at that time were acceptable. I mean, it's we're talking a time where women could barely vote.
Yeah.
Blacks couldn't vote, really. I mean, practically speaking.
But I think the question is, how appropriate is this? Because she's a
And
modern day
that's
icon.
that's the big
And
question. To me,
is it
that's the
okay
question.
for her to be? I mean, he was an icon. She is pretty iconic herself.
Yeah.
Is it okay to just get out there and that too at an award ceremony?
And
where
I think
you're
that's
presenting.
That's the big question. Well, let's back up slightly. Here's kind of where she's going with the whole gender bigot thing. I guess she said that something that said to some of his associates. This is quoted by LA Times, by the way. The quote says some of his associates report that Walt Disney didn't really like women. I guess there was a letter that you were talking about in 1938 to an aspiring female animator, which said,
look how long ago that was.
1938. So we're talking, 85 years ago, 75 years ago, and the letter said, and I quote, "Women do not do any of the creative work in connection with preparing the cartoons for the screen, and that task is performed entirely by young men." I mean, that is a pretty powerful and a very shocking statement. That if anybody makes anything close to that statement today, they are banished to Neptune. I mean, totally unacceptable statement. But so the question is it good for Meryl Streep to bring that up or not?
I mean, I guess she's expressing her view,
which I'm actually okay with. I mean, I think stuff like this.
I think she's bringing up the view because in Saving Mr. Banks, Disney's portrayed as a very lovable man. So I think she wanted to bring that out and say, well, look, there's this side to it too. But at the same time, even though she has these feelings, I don't want to say it's ironic, but she's still not shunning away Disney films. Because according to this LA Times article, she is slated to be in an upcoming Disney film called Into the Woods, right?
Yeah, which is a Stephen Sondheim film. And it's based on a musical. So yeah, it's like, and again, is this typical Hollywood? Is this have your cake and eat it too? Like, all right, I'm gonna trash talk you.
Where the limits come, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna trash talk you, but also some money from you as well.
Well, we got a lot more trash talking coming up pretty soon. You are listening to TinselTown Talkies on the Rant Radio Network.
See you in a few.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Welcome back to Tinseltown Talkies. You know, I am so hyped up. Oh, by the way, that is Pimo.
Hi,
and
that's
I'm
Rasha over there.
Rasha. I'm so excited because yesterday was basically the kickoff to the award season. People's
Yes.
Choice Awards
Yes.
were
How fun
on.
is that, huh?
Yeah, but like anytime you see that, you just know it is official. And now we are just going to go straight into award season. You know, Golden Globes are coming up this weekend. Then you've got the SAG Awards and
Yep.
you know, the Grammys, all leading us up to the Oscars. So
This
lot
is
of
the
parties, a
40th,
lot of
the
things.
40th People Choice Awards.
That's
It's that old
crazy.
already? Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. It's almost as old as Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
She's 49.
It's such a fun show, though. I feel like the stars are really relaxed at this show. What do you think?
It's People's Choice. It's casual. It's meant to, you know, this
It's not as stressful, right?
It's not as stressful. I mean, it's funny because while this is the kickoff to the award season, I think this is the one that you could kind of write off as like, hey, it's a party.
Right. And it is. It's
You
such a
know,
big party.
it's a party. In fact, it's funny. On Twitter, I follow the Tweet of God, which is like a parody. It's a parody
Tweet
God
of
account, right?
God. What did they say?
It's hilarious. So, what did he say? I'm paraphrasing, but he said the People's Choice Awards is the last bastion of democracy in America.
Is the last what?
The last bastion of democracy in America. I mean, it's the one time you get young
true in a
people.
way, huh?
You get young people to vote early and often, right?
That's true.
And so talk about health. How that's one of before we get into the award winners is how's that a healthy reflection of us as a people? You know that young people won't vote for their elected leaders, but they'll vote for Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I know. How pathetic is that?
Yeah, you know.
Well, and then it's funny because they'll know who all the actors are, but they don't even know who their own political representatives are.
Exactly. They could tell you every lyric to a Justin Timberlake song.
Yeah.
But
that is pretty unhealthy if you think about it.
Yeah, you know.
It's quite sad.
Yeah, the fact that and these are like the people we're investing.
They're our future.
They're our future. Like,
so when we're old and gray, they're going to be running this country.
Yeah,
That kind of freaks me out.
I don't know what to say about that, but let's talk
But
about
some people
awards.
were happy last night. I mean, 2 big names stood out.
2 female names stood out, which
Yes,
is great.
women
which is
power
amazing,
this
which is
year.
amazing. Yeah, this is great stuff.
Sandra Bullock took home 4 awards.
Mostly for Gravity. She also did well for The Heat. So she picked up 3 awards for favorite movie actress,
wow,
dramatic movie actress, and comedy movie actress. And she got excited. It was both for Gravity and The Heat. Did you watch either of those films?
I did.
And what are your thoughts?
I liked both of the films. I
Uh-huh.
have to say, you know, Gravity to me, I really did enjoy Gravity. I thought she did a fantastic job because it the way she depicted this astronaut, this character, I thought she did a great job.
Right.
But how people were wowing about it, I saw the 3D version and I think it's very well done, but I didn't feel that wow factor.
Yeah, and it's
How
interesting.
about you? Did you see it?
I saw it, and I
Did you feel wowed after you left?
I did not feel wowed. I mean,
It was a nice film. Okay, I enjoyed it, but the way people were raving and ranting about it.
I think the wow factor, this is just to play devil's advocate, I think the wow factor comes in that it was the way it was portrayed, the way it was shot. Yeah, exactly. The cinematography is amazing. The fact that they were able to make you feel like this person, this astronaut, is really in space.
Oh my God. And I totally felt her pain. Like there are so many moments in that film. You're like, oh my God, what's going to happen to her? You're just holding on tight for her.
And there's also an element of like, well, what if that were me? What if I were stuck in a situation where I doesn't have to be in space, but just
somewhere where you couldn't get out.
But this is a metaphor,
trapped.
yeah. What if you're stuck in your car stuck in a ditch in the desert? What are you gonna do?
Right.
So this film has metaphors to what if we're in a similar situation ourselves? How do we react to it? How do we respond to it? So I think the wow factor may come from more a psychological or emotional standpoint.
Oh wow.
So
that was deep, Pimo.
Oh.
So analytical.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, well, let's not talk about analysis.
But she did a great job.
She did an amazing job. I thought she was
fantastic, and I mean, what a year for her.
Well, it's been an amazing year for her, and it's been an amazing 2-3 years. Remember, she's not that far removed from her best actor for The Blind Side.
Right.
So she's still she's in a hot run right now. And that raises the question now is, are these awards healthy for her career?
Right. Well, and I have to bring up something on that point too. What I think is so wonderful about this is that in this business, the talent is always being recreated. There's new people coming in, old people going out.
Right.
And I think for me, it's so amazing to see a middle-aged woman like Sandra Bullock's been around for a while. And maybe some of the younger generation may not have seen her movies or not be able to relate to her.
Right.
But for her to be where she is now and at her prime, I think that's so commendable. And I think it's amazing. Like, this is it. Like, what?
I mean,
what a way to live.
And to put it in perspective, talking about her career, I mean, I still remember watching her in 1993 in Demolition Man.
Yes.
And then watching her the following year in Speed.
Speed. I loved her in Speed.
Yeah, and it was funny because at that time she was like the adorable girl next door who's a perfect balance to a raunchy male action star.
Right.
And
then in here, she's a mature woman, a mom fighting for her life. And
in an interview she had recently, I think it was with Entertainment Weekly, she actually addressed her evolution. Talking about, and I'll be very short about this, basically how she tried very hard with her agent to not be cast as a girl next door.
Nice.
And it started with a proposal where she was basically...
I loved her in there, too.
Yeah, and she was not the girl next door in that film, right?
But to answer your question, is it healthy or not? I think it is healthy because as talent, especially in this business where, you're at the top, you're at your prime, and then tomorrow you could be at the low.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a great way just to reinforce who she is as a person and as an actress. So, hands off to her, man.
Talk about reinforcing personalities. Another big winner was Ellen DeGeneres
for favorite TV host,
and she got 14. This is her 14 awards.
Well, this is her 14th award.
Yeah, exactly.
So she is the only she's basically won the most People's Choice Award.
Yeah, and she made a joke like, when I was growing up, 12 awards, yes, okay. 13 maybe. I never read a 14.
She's hilarious. She is hilarious.
Talk about another good heart. Again, talking about the mental health of this, I think this is great for her because I think here's a good person.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think she's kind of, in a way, cocky about it and stuff? Or do you think she's really just a down-to-earth person and she's appreciative of how much her audiences love her?
I think it's exactly that. I think it's the latter. I think her cockiness is an act because it helps build her brand. But no, you're excused. Totally excused.
I'm like coughing on the air like this. Hope I didn't blow out anybody's eardrums.
And I hope I'm not touching that mic next week.
Yeah,
just kidding. But I do think the cockiness is an act. It fits her brand very well. It makes her fun. But I think beyond that, the fact you have a person who lives an alternate lifestyle, getting all these great accolades, who has a large following, she's very good to her people. I think this is great, not just for her, but for people who are like her.
Yes.
You're
right.
She's not a sex symbol.
No. In fact, I feel like she's a strong representation from the LGBT community.
Exactly.
And I think that's awesome.
That's
but
huge. Yeah.
I was going to add, you mentioned her following, and I think Ellen is one of those few TV hosts that really has an international following. Like people around the world know her and they love her.
The average everyday woman, the above average, I mean, basically anyone who's not a supermodel.
Right.
Could relate to her. She's very relatable. She's got a human element to her.
Yeah. My dance company was on her show.
You really?
Yeah, we taught her J-Ho.
Oh.
It was fun. I should have brought that in, huh?
You should have brought that in. This makes you even better. This makes you even more relatable.
Yeah. Just kidding. So anyway, but People Choice Awards, fun
Always
awards
fun.
to see
Always
and
fun
to check
You
out.
know, speaking of award shows, what happens before award shows?
Oh,
Red
God,
carpets,
the
right?
prep work.
No,
what
no,
to
no,
eat.
I'm talking about carpets.
Carpets.
I'm not talking about what to eat.
You mean like
You're
laying
making me
out the
hungry.
carpet?
You're making me hungry.
Sorry.
No, I'm talking red carpets. Before you have your show and the red carpet happens, all the arrivals, right?
Right, the arrivals.
So of course now red carpets are huge for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, because you gotta look top notch, man.
You gotta look top notch. Now there was an article in Variety.
The golden glutes.
Golden glutes, yes, golden glutes.
What does that mean? The golden glutes.
Well, you got to show off your assets because nowadays it's all about the over the shoulder look now, right? So when you're doing your step and repeats, it's about the over the shoulder, right?
Should I demonstrate that? So
yes, please. Exactly. See how beautiful that was? Amazing, right?
I'm prepped for the red carpet. I'm ready. Ready for my appearance.
You were born ready.
Yes, I was.
You were way born ready. Anyways, I guess now it's all about they're talking about. This article is talking about a balancing between how your face looks and how your assets look.
Oh, interesting.
And so they're saying as you age, which one you could keep your face good, but maybe you lose your assets, or if you take your assets, you lose your face.
That is hilarious.
So I mean, what's the healthy approach here? Is do you what do you work hard to maintain? What
and
matters?
Here I was thinking that you're going to give us like this whole dietary thing about how the celebs are like dieting before
Well,
the big
let's
shows.
let's get on that real quick. Now there was a person who's is a famous Hollywood trainer, recommends doing some workouts, 3 sets of 20 reps of resistance exercises, including lunges, doing hamstring stretches, leg lifts, hip thrusts. So there's some workouts that she's recommending.
Okay, and that's Harley Pasternak, right?
Right.
Her clients
Harley
are Halle
Pasternak,
Berry,
exactly, yeah.
Rihanna, Kate Perry.
Now, Meg Mangano, I hope Mangano, is that how you say it? Mangano?
Mangano, yeah.
Yeah, who's a team nutritionist for the NBA's LA Clippers. Here's the diet she recommends for gluteus minimus.
Oh, what is it?
Increase protein to avoid losing muscle mass. Muscle mass, yes. What did I say?
Sound like
Muscle
mouse.
mass. Oh, muscle mouse. Muscle
That
mass. Support that high vegetable intake and go for the cleanest selections to help tighten up by omitting fried food, salt, dairy, and gluten. Increase your water intake and cut out alcohol. I'm not sure how many people are going to cut out the alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Yeah. But that's what she recommends food-wise, right?
Interesting.
What do you think about this? Healthy, not healthy? What should you focus on?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of unhealthy because I think it's very stressful. I think you should opt to have these diets to look good for yourself and feel good. But I think there's a lot of red carpet pressure, So it could be a little bit unhealthy because you're just, these next 2 months, you're just like straightening yourself to, figure out how to look your best.
Right.
And what to eat and what not to eat.
Right. Well,
we only have a couple, I think a minute left, but there's an old burger joint that's returned to Hollywood.
we're gonna need more than 30 seconds for this one. I want to talk about this one.
You want to
This is
talk
gonna
about
be
this
fun.
one?
Yeah, Irv's Burgers. We'll tease Irv's Burgers for the other side.
Okay.
This is gonna be a fun. It's a fun discussion to have because there's something very cool they do with their orders. To
Oh, there
personalize it.
is.
Yes,
Okay.
so-
Well, now I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really eat
more
from
reason
Irv's
to talk
Burgers.
about it, but we'll talk about it on the other side, right?
Okay, yeah, that's right. So when we come back, we will continue with Irv's Burgers and what is so special about what they do
All
or
right,
make.
you're tuned into TinselTown Talkies with Rosh and Pimo.
Only on Rant Radio Network.
Yep.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number One Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
What's wrong? I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Cloud's e-juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
in the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
All right, welcome back. Happy Thursday evening, wherever you're at. Welcome back to TinselTown Talkies. We're live on the Rant Radio Network. Hope you're having a great day. Wherever you are, Happy New Year. It's still the first 10 days of the year.
It's only second week of January,
Only
and
second
a
week-
lot's happening.
Before we get back to our eateries, I want to ask you, what to you is the latest you could still wish somebody Happy New Year?
Probably by the third week of January.
Because it's always an interesting debate. Some people will even wait until like February.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too late.
That's what I think.
Because then you're trying to get into Valentine's Day, which, by the way, it's so annoying. I feel like the holidays just finished, and I'm walking into the stores and I see all these heart balloons and all. I'm like, oh my god, like it's just
It's like
it's overwhelming.
now they're gonna start making up holidays.
I just spent money on holidays. Now I got to spend money on Valentine's Day.
I think now they're gonna start making up more of these just to keep you always in the store.
I guess.
How healthy is that?
Get me out of here. Not healthy at all.
So speaking of healthy, what are we talking
So
about?
are Irv's Burgers healthy?
Oh, Irv's Burgers. No, it's not healthy. It's it's a burger. It's a hamburger. I mean,
But now their story's interesting because they closed down like 63 years ago.
well, no, they were in business for 63 years.
Oh, they were in business for 63 years. Okay, but they
yes.
closed down because the rent was
The
too
landlord
high.
was charging a little too much money for them to afford where they were at, and it was an iconic place in West Hollywood.
That's what I've heard. I've
They-
never been there though.
They've moved. They used to be at 8289 Santa Monica Boulevard.
Looks like you frequented the place.
I have frequented the place. It used to be. And who else frequented the place? Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin.
Wow.
I mean, you had some big names who came here, right? So now they moved down.
Did you ever have a celebrity sighting while you were there?
No.
Oh.
No,
Bummer.
I wish I could. If I would have told you. I would have
I
led
know,
with
that's
that,
true.
right?
That's true.
It's now at 7998 Santa Monica Boulevard. It's about a half mile east of where the original location was.
Okay.
But here's what's interesting. Do we have the photo?
Yes.
Here's how it looks
thank
like.
you, Alan.
Alan's put a photo of how the building looks from the outside. Or, the original used to look like.
It's kind of like a little shack.
Yeah, it's like a little
right?
shack. It's run by this very cute Asian lady.
Hold on.
She's adorable.
The Asian lady's making burgers?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, right? And
I
just
hope that
personally,
didn't come off right.
just personally,
Wrong.
well, no,
Oh,
it came out
oops.
okay. Don't worry
Okay,
about it.
all right. I'm not judging.
No, no one's judging. I think it's kind of cool. This is my second favorite burger joint in the world.
Really?
The-
Okay.
my favorite one's in
They
my-
don't have veggie burgers from what I know.
No.
Yeah.
It's like going to Tommy's Burgers. Some of these places,
Yeah.
even In and Out, when you order your grilled cheese animal style,
But I can get a grilled cheese animal style at In-N-Out with no meat, I tell you.
right?
And it's good.
I hope our next picture up is about shows the actual burger and the fries because there's something very cool they do. Now what's cool about
Ooh.
this place?
They got some writing over there
And
on
they
the
got the
plate.
writing there and it says, Victory USA. This was written down 2 years ago during the 2012 Olympics. At every plate, it's a paper plate. You get your burger on a paper plate.
Okay.
It always says just for you, and there's always some. I've seen this one. You have a note, Victory USA, 2012 Olympics.
So they write a special note for you.
A
when
special
you come
note for
in.
you. Yeah,
So
exactly.
do you take the plate home or do you throw it away?
I throw it away. When you go there enough, it's like, but it's kind of cool at the moment. moment, though, right?
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
So even though
That's a fun little Instagram moment.
so even though the burger itself may be full of cholesterol and red meat, it's healthy for your mental state. 'Cause it's one of those places like it's a hole in the wall that you enjoy.
Nice. But wait, now does everybody get the same note or is it a different note?
Everybody gets a just for you note. But you see how the last
But
one
like
was
this one says
Olympics.
Mr. NY. So
this
she
guy's-
knows that the guy's visiting from New York?
I'm sure maybe this guy's a regular.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
But they're personalized to some degree. I mean, this guy got a little
That
drawing of his
is
face there.
really
You can see
cool.
he's got the sideways hat. He's got the little facial hair.
I like
He al-
that.
He almost looks like me. But
Maybe I should go pitch the soy burger to her.
maybe
Yeah.
that could see the healthy alternative.
That's right.
There you go. Right.
So mentally, this is a healthy place to go to.
Yes, exactly. So if you 80, it's at 7990 Santa Monica Boulevard. They paid me $100 to say that. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Now, there's something new that's coming around town. I don't know how healthy it's going to be, but let me tell you, for a person who loves Mexican food like moi, there is going to be a vending machine with burritos.
Okay, so
The first ever burrito vending machine.
it's $3 for a burrito. It actually cooks it for you within the
Do you
machine.
think it's going to be fully cooked?
It's cooked within 70 seconds. I don't know.
Where's it going to be located?
Well, right now it's in West Hollywood. It's at a gas. It's at the West Hollywood Mart. In
Look
West
at
Hollywood.
that.
And
That's a burrito.
I mean, that's how the burrito looks like. I mean, look how it looks like, right? It actually looks like a real
It
burrito.
looks good.
But it's a question of like,
How healthy is that going to be, and how fresh is it? It's saying it's 100% natural.
and
But
that's
like,
the
how
question.
often do you stock this thing?
That's exactly the question. If you're stocking it once a day, if it's stocked at 6 in the morning and you get your burrito at 10 p.m., really, how fresh is that?
Yeah.
It's been sitting there for 15 hours.
Great
16
marketing,
hours.
though. Look at that
It's
machine.
amazing marketing. It's right there at the exit, so you can't miss it.
I mean, imagine if you skipped lunch and you happen to go in and you're like, oh man, I'm hungry. You just
And it only takes a
pop some
minute,
money in.
60 seconds,
60
three,
seconds. That's
$3.
pretty fast.
It's quick and it's cheap.
Yeah.
But as we know from our fast food culture, quick and cheap isn't always necessarily best for you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's one thing to go have a great experience at Irv's Burgers.
So I do question how healthy that will be.
But yeah, so now going
But it's
over
a pretty cool venture.
Yeah, so it's a novelty. We'll see how long it lasts.
Pretty cool.
Yes,
now
we'll-
you were. Yes, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No. I finished off, but you where was I?
Well, you left without me and
Oh.
went to Vegas
Bye.
to attend the Consumer Electronics Show, one of the biggest shows ever, the CES show.
I have to go on a side temporarily because I'm surprised you didn't ask me a question. When
Well,
when I said Irv's Burgers was my second favorite burger joint, you didn't ask what my first was.
Oh, you're right.
And the reason
See,
I say
my head
this
is just like full of stuff right now.
well, and the reason I bring that up is because my first place is in Vegas.
What is it?
It's called the Burger Bar.
Oh, that I think we talked about this
Yes,
before,
yes.
right? They
They
have,
have-
huge burgers.
And not only that, they also have an expensive burger. So they have a $70 burger.
Oh, that's what you do, man. That
Yeah.
that stuff better be good if it's
Well,
70 bucks. It better fill you up for 3 days.
It's served with it's topped with foie gras.
Okay.
That's where the and I know foie gras is not exactly illegal anymore, but it's served with foie gras. So take it for what it's worth. I was actually in Vegas. Yes, I came back yesterday. I wasn't there for CES though, so don't feel so bad.
I know.
I was there for another event.
A project you worked on was nominated.
Yes, I was there for the International Academy of Web Television Awards, which was at the Rio. This is kind of like, since we're in award season, it's fitting. This is kind of the Grammys of web content.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is, but what was awesome was not so much that we were nominated, it was just to be here at the event. I mean, you had so many just great content that's out there, and just to be amongst that, itself is an honor, and just to be. I mean, people like you.
Did you meet some cool producers or directors of other series?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
People are familiar with.
I met this guy who was a creator and director of Fathers. Oh, Husbands. Yes. I met the team of Squaresville who had beat us in our category.
Oh, that's okay.
No, look. There's always next year.
Fair competition. Exactly.
And some of these shows are actually. I mean, not some. Every show that was there was quality. It's funny. It's good content. They all deserve to be there.
But it's great to see that. Wow, there's an award show for web series, web content now,
and it's
big.
And this
it's
was
not done on a small level.
And that was kind of the point that was made at the end of the show by the person who won the last big award, was that this is the future.
Well, we talked about that on our last show,
Mhm.
where that is where everything is headed right now.
So the question is, and we didn't really ask this question last week, but the question is, how healthy is the market? And actually, we talked about this. We faced it, I guess. How healthy is the market for web content? I mean, clearly we're on the web, and we believe in it. right? I mean, so
I think it's healthy because you know what? The web helps provide access to people all across the world.
Right.
And I think it's, what's interesting is I talk to people in little towns in India, and they're familiar with all the big shows out here.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're watching it through
on
the web.
Exactly. And it's
unbelievable. I mean, they're
Yeah.
sitting there writing to me about Dexter and
Right.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, and it's funny to tie that back to CES, and that was also a big topic at that event, at that trade show, was about how wireless we're becoming, and how the world is going to be like this now. It's very technical savvy. I do want to talk about a couple more things at CES. We do have some
There's
photos
some
about
hot
this.
things, right?
I do want to talk about the Mercedes that was promoted there, the CLA 45 AMG.
Oh, I heard about that.
So apparently, like if you pair it with Google Glass, you could actually get directions before you walk out of your living room.
You're kidding.
Right?
Look at that.
Yeah. So that's how the console
interior.
looks. That's how the console looks like. You could also program from the console there to turn off your lights in the living room and in the bedroom and the kitchen. Like
That's
you leave the
insane.
house. Oh my god, I left the bathroom lights on. Press the button, you'll turn it off.
Okay, but here's the question. What if your car gets stolen? Now somebody has access to all this.
That's the risk you take, I guess, right? So, but that's kind of, I guess it's kind of cool though. So, if you have, if you have, and this is with Nest, if you connect your car to Nest, you could have access to
cool
some of
invention.
your interiors. It's a very cool invention. So, that's the Mercedes.
There's a Parrot mini drone. What's that?
So, the drones,
Yeah.
those those pilotless flying gadgets,
Right.
right? So I guess now there's a drone that fits in the palm of your hand. You can kind of fly it around and stuff. It's meant to be a gadget. I'm kind of chuckling this because I'm thinking Big Brother.
Does it look like a parrot?
No, that's
Oh.
right there. It's right there, right? Look at it. And it fits. Look how
cool.
small it is. I mean,
tiny.
2 palms. It fits right there, right? And it's tiny, but I mean, I can't help but to get paranoid in Big Brother. Like, is the government watching me with this? I mean,
you're right.
it's flying around my house, and I got to be careful now. I mean, this is dangerous.
That is dangerous.
It's unhealthy.
That's like that whole concept of like being a fly on the wall type
Yes,
of thing, right?
exactly, right?
A technological fly.
Now we're talking about this as a small thing. On the other end, the other spectrum, on the large side is LG, 105-inch curved TV. Now it is not.
Curved
It is
TV.
the second largest TV at the festival. Samsung has a 110-incher.
Okay.
But what's cool about it, it's curved. And here's perspective how big it is. You have a model.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of curved inwards.
Yeah, it's carved inwards.
Okay.
And also, what's amazing about the typical TV nowadays.
Does she come with the TV?
I wish,
Okay.
but no.
Just asking.
What's interesting about this, though, is now the typical TV nowadays has a 16:9 aspect ratio. This was a 21:9 aspect ratio.
Whoa.
So, and it's a 4K, which is above the 3D. So now it's like twice the resolution of an HD.
And it only costs $70,000.
Only costs $70,000. But there are
So don't buy a house, but buy this TV.
Now there are 4K. Yeah, if you can afford this, put this in your house, you got a lot of bank.
It's pretty cool though.
But there are
I bet the quality's
Well,
amazing.
that's the whole point. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for 4K. It's like it's a technology. It's a 21:9.
Man, you better have a big room to fit this thing in your
Oh, yeah,
house.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's
I
going to
don't-
look bigger than the entire room.
I don't have room in my house to fit this. But
I don't have room
you
either.
know.
Maybe
But
the
they do have-
garage.
They do have 32-inch TVs. All the other junk you have in there, any of us has.
I
in
would
there.
not fit this.
Who has space in the garage nowadays?
That's true. Mine doesn't for sure.
None of us, right? But yeah, there are 4K TVs available for about $500 to $1,000. They're more in the 30 to 35-inch range, not the 105-inch range like that.
Pimo, do you think the 21:9 ratio is going to become more popular?
I think so. I
Yeah?
think that, again, if you want to talk about the future of visuals, that's it right there. So,
And that's our future right
That's our
there.
future right there. Now let's put this segment in the past. We'll talk more about. We got to talk about Coachella on the other end.
Yes, and we got Bollywood news coming up for all our Bollywood fans. We'll be right back
Talk to you
on
in a
Rant
minute.
Radio Network.
Yay!
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotechsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax-deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Welcome back to TinselTown Talkies with Rasha and
Timo.
That's right. So a big popular concert is coming back. The
Coachella.
Coachella Music Festival. What's
Yes.
going on with it?
Well, they just announced the lineup yesterday. Tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Ooh.
The big headliner is Outkast is Reunited. So if you want to go check out
Nice.
Outkast at Coachella, so tickets are on sale tomorrow. $375 a pop. It goes April 11th to 13th, and then April 18th to 20th. So be sure to check that out. You can find all the information online. You could find the lineup online. So look up Coachella.
And just a little fun fact, did you know Outkast, their first album came out 20 years ago?
It feels like yesterday.
That makes me feel really old.
80 Aliens. I miss that album.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of fun things happening in Bollywood with
Yes.
2014
Mhm.
hitting. You know what? There's going to be a lot of different things happening with actresses.
Really?
So, yeah.
What's going on? You
Well,
want to tell me?
Well, let me educate you. So, you know, usually in Bollywood films, you see the guys, the heroes, the
Mhm.
actors are taking upon different roles, and they kind of play out of the box characters
Mhm.
and challenge themselves, and they're able to do that. You mostly
Right.
see the actresses playing it safe and going for those sexy fun
Yeah.
roles.
Mhm.
But it's going to be really neat because this year we're going to see the actresses kind of making a change, some of them at
Nice.
least. Yeah.
Nice.
So you've got Vidya Balan, who is just great. We've seen her.
And I gotta say, she's my favorite Bollywood actress.
Isn't she fantastic? We saw her in Pa. We saw her in
Well, my favorite is Kahani.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was so good in there.
Amazing
The
in
Dirty
that film.
Picture.
Yeah.
She's so adorable.
Yeah.
Well, she's coming out, which is a Pritesh Nandi
Mhm.
production. It's called Shadi Ke Side Effects.
And you want to explain what shadi means in
Shadi
Hindi
means
or English?
wedding,
Yes.
so a marriage.
So
So
the
the side effects of
a
being married.
marriage.
But this is crazy.
Yeah.
In here, she actually plays like a homeless person.
Oh, really?
So she plays a male beggar's avatar.
Wow.
That's going to be kind of
interesting,
different from the typical Bollywood movies.
Which is a good thing, though, right? I mean, it's about time. You know, as a lot of people will talk about, especially those who know the industry very well, Bollywood is notorious for taking glamour and also copying.
Right.
Right. It's
this sounds different, right?
This sounds original. It's not glamorous, and it's a good thing.
Well,
it's
and she actually went and sat on the streets at a
Nice.
railway station in
Nice.
Hyderabad, and she said some lady actually came
Character
by,
study.
gave her money, and said, "Go get a job."
Not even knowing that it was Vidya Balan,
Can you imagine?
huh?
So it'll be fun to see her in that. Katrina Kaif, known to be a sex bombshell.
Yes. She's an item girl, right?
Yeah, I mean, we just saw her in Doom 3. But
Yeah.
she's coming out with a movie called
What is it called? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yes.
No, it's not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's I just saw Bang Bang. There was a film that I like
Oh,
called
it's
Kiss Kiss.
Fitur and Bang Bang.
Yeah,
which should be
I
interesting.
was giving you a hard time with that.
So basically, in here, she's playing a very, so we're used to seeing her in these little sexy
Yeah,
outfits
yeah.
and whatnot. So she's actually going to be playing a very sporty, rugged character
Which is going to be interesting.
in
'cause
military pants.
It's going to be an interesting take because I mean I've seen several of her films, and like you said, like you said, she's the item girl. No, I don't know how to phrase this the right way. Maybe I shouldn't say it at all. Then
What?
let's just say this is a good move for her.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
But in this film, Fitur and Bang Bang, it's basically the adaptation of Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. So
mhm.
it'll be interesting
and,
to see.
and you know, this is going back. I mean, okay, this is going to be in principle. This is a copy. I mean, or a remake, I guess, or an adaptation. But it's kind of cool to see Bollywood venturing into the great novels. So and
And
it's-
Bollywood queens trying out different types of roles.
and so since we're on the topic of health, what's your take on how healthy is this? I think I know what you're going to say, but give me a good reason why this is healthy for us.
I think it's healthy because it's venturing out of the box and doing something different. Otherwise, you get, sometimes you get caught up in a rut and afterwards it just becomes so monotonous. So this is
So-
going to challenge, it's going to spicing up things for these actresses and even just their careers, I think.
So on that note, is this a trend? Could this be like? Because the great thing about experimenting is you get to find out if this thing has staying power. So how much staying power do you see in, say, the likes of Vidya Balan or Katrina Kaif
Well,
being a
I
model
think-
for future
Right.
actresses?
I just all think it depends on how the film's going to do. At the end of the day, it depends on how
Yeah.
they were able to carry these characters off, right? And did
Right.
it work for the audiences?
Yeah. The one saving grace, at least with Vidya Balan, is she's pulled it off. I mean, Kahani, even though it was a remake of Usual Suspects, it wasn't your Bollywood typical fare, and she pulled off great.
No, she's fantastic.
Dirty
So,
Picture again
I think
pulled it
it's-
off. So
I think it's
I
gonna
think
be
she
great.
may be onto something here.
I'm going to move on to Hrithik because he's been a hot topic. Obviously, we know the poor guy separated from his wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Well, now he is separated from his home.
Ouch.
So apparently, Hrithik has moved out. He moved into a new apartment in Juhu near the seaside. And what's really interesting about this is the first time Hrithik has left his family. So he's literally lived with his mom and dad his entire life,
Right.
even after getting married and having his 2 kids. So it's really going to be interesting. And apparently, this is the gossipy side of it. Well, him and his father have been having some rifts. So that was one of the reason that he kind of won. They've been having some differences over things. Him and Rakesh Roshan. So
Yeah. Do you think this will ever be a movie? Like maybe Rakesh Roshan could direct the
No.
story of his son?
no, won't work.
I
It
don't know. It's
won't work.
Bollywood. I don't know. They'll find a way to
And-
infuse this into a
Nah,
film.
maybe.
somehow.
Well, they're already. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It could happen. It's Bollywood.
But what's been doing really well?
Doom,
Doom, machale. Doom 3. Amir Khan's the box office collections are now making history. They've made over $80 million worldwide.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yep,
A lot of
this
money for a
is-
Bollywood film. I mean, usually when we talk about films doing well internationally, it's in the trillions or billions. But 80 million for an Indian film is amazing.
It's pretty big.
It's
pretty
huge.
big. In fact, this film beat out Chennai Express, which was the highest grossing Bollywood
Right,
film.
and that was a Shah Rukh Khan of all people.
Yes,
so,
and
yeah.
Deepika Padukone. So it's really interesting. But the
Mhm.
comment I want to make on this is that, like, I saw the film and
Mhm.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't a bad film, but a lot of people didn't like it. So it's interesting to me how it's become such a high grossing film when if you talk to the average person, the general public did not care for this film. Do you think that it's the hype that got people into the theater to watch the movie?
I think it's part of that. I mean, Doom 1 and Doom 2 made a lot of waves. I mean, Doom 2 was over the top. It wowed a lot of audiences. But I think the other part of it, and I think the bigger issue is because you had the same issue as Chennai Express of people not answering cell phones.
Oh my God, who did that?
No, Chennai Express, wasn't there the same issues of like, all right, it wasn't a great movie, but why do people watch it? Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. So here, Amir Khan.
And I really believe that's why people, because what if you listen to the hype, if you read Twitter, if you read Facebook, the hype when this film is like, I don't care how good or bad it is. If it's Amir Khan's in it, it's got to be good.
Well, then I wonder how the whole thing with Amir Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, like, who is the real
And
Khan?
that-
Who is the real
that's
king?
the new question
Khan
now. That's the new
of
question. And
Bollywood.
it's funny. I was about to ask you the same question: does this film answer the question? Or does it raise the question of who is the new King Khan, or who is King Khan? I mean, is it Shah Rukh? Is it? I mean, and who knows when Salman Khan comes with his next film? Who knows how that film
Well,
does?
and it was great because I recently watched Amir Khan on Coffee with Karan,
Mhm.
Karan Johar, who's a huge Indian director,
Mhm.
Bollywood director. And it's neat because he made this comment saying, Salman Khan really rules the business. Why? Because Salman Khan can do any film and it'll still be a box office hit. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of true.
But and I think that's the overall theme here is
Like he doesn't have to think about what character or role he's playing, whereas Amir's like, I have to pick films according to what's gonna work.
Now we kind of had an equivalent here in Hollywood, Will Smith, that there was for a while that no matter what film he started in, it was a guaranteed box office hit.
Right.
That rule plays very strong in India. You could put Shah Rukh, you could put Amir, you could put Salman in a film. In any
Yeah,
film,
the celebrities really carry weight, or the actors,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You put any one of those three guys in
They'll
any
call people
film.
to the theater.
And on the female side, you could put Kareena Kapoor in there. You could put Deepika in there. You could put
Right.
Priyanka Chopra in there.
Well, and moving to the female side, I do
Uh-huh.
want to say somebody, one of my favorites, actually, she's my idol, Madhuri Dixit,
Oh, she's back.
the queen of Bollywood. She is back.
Yeah.
And she is another, they say she'll still pull people into the box office. And she does. I
Yeah.
mean, she's still a great dancer. So Dev Ishkia
Uh-huh.
is releasing
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Here, January 10th, priority released in India.
Right.
And it's the sequel to Ishkia, and it's got Ashraf Varsi and Nasiruddin Shah. And I want to see this film. I'm very intrigued.
You know the thing about Madhuri, she's even though she's been. What was her last film? It was a dance. Aja Nachale was her last film.
Yes, because
Right?
after that she did a special cameo in Ye Javani Hai Diwani.
Yeah, but even then, it's been it's been few and far between since her last real project.
Right.
But even in that time, if you think about it, every Indian person who follows Bollywood that I know, and if I ask them who's your favorite actress, Madhuri always is named
right.
somehow. If they may name a current one, and then they'll always back it up like, well,
She's
I like
classic.
yeah, she's got this staying power that even though she's not in a film, she still has popularity.
Yep.
She's been the one person who's pulled that off.
Yeah. It's
So I
just-
give
it's
her a
hard
lot of
to beat
I
her.
give her a lot of credit for that.
So Dev Ishkia coming out in theaters. I think people are going to go check this one out. Ishkia had done well with Vidya Balan.
Yeah.
So now you've got Madhuri. Let's see the magic that she brings to the screen.
It'll be interesting to see now which one has greater impact on the box office,
I
Madhuri or
know.
Vidya. You
And
know,
Speaking about couples in the box office, a
Uh-oh.
lot of rumors going around
Is-
about these
we're back
two.
on pairings again like we were last week.
Yes. Well, because this is all over the Indian news. Deepika Padukone and
Uh-huh.
Ranveer Singh.
Uh-huh.
They had such hot, sizzling chemistry
Mhm.
in Sanjay Leela Bansali's Ram Leela.
Yeah.
Well, now they've been paired up again,
Uh-huh.
but this time they're actually playing a married couple in
Uh-huh.
a movie called Finding Fanny Fernandez. That's a really interesting,
It's a really interesting
title. It's by
yeah.
director Hami Jania, and
Uh-huh.
Arjun Kapoor is also in there, which, by the way, Arjun Kapoor is in another movie called
Okay.
Gunde
Mhm.
with Ranveer.
Mhm.
And but the thing now is there's been this ongoing rumor that Deepika and Ranveer actually have something going on. Like, is this real love for the screen, or is this real love off the screen too?
Is this kind of the new Karina and what was
Ranveer.
No, before that.
Oh, Karina and
From Jab We Met.
Shahid.
Yeah, is this the new one?
I
Is this
don't,
the new
you know, I
that?
don't know. It's so hard to tell because the paparazzi's capturing pictures of them, but Ranveer is totally denying that there's anything. And in fact, it's funny because they were shooting for this film,
Uh-huh.
and recently they said Deepika and Ranveer and Arjun were hanging out, having a great time. They went shopping and sightseeing. But and this was all in Goa, so that's obviously a party place.
Yeah.
What I find really interesting is that they recently had a press thing for the movie Gunde with Priyanka Chopra and Ranveer and with Arjun. And it was hilarious because the media, instead of asking him about the film, just was constantly focused on Deepika. But even there, he was mum. Like, he wasn't responding. And it was quite funny because you saw Priyanka and Arjun talking and covering up for him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll wait and see if these two are really a real couple or not. According to Ranveer, they're not. But they do look good together.
They do. They do.
And that's it for Tinseltown Talkies. You are listening to us on Rant Radio Network. Join us next Thursday. Don't miss out.
Woo-hoo.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
I know there's something out there that's bothering you. You want to let people know about it. Just give us a call.
If what's bothering you is Mikey's accent, give us a call too.
That's right. I'll teach you how to speak Puerto Rican.
Do you know how to speak Puerto Rican?
Yo creo que sí.
Yo creo que no.
Again, 855-693-4896.